July 8th, we happened to be in the beautiful port of Salerno, Italy. And from there, we got to visit the Amalfi coast and, of course, the city of Amalfi, try a few specialty items while doing some shopping. Then we also got to go to the city of Pompeii, check out a cameo factory, have a great Italian lunch, and then we had 2 hours of exploring Pompeii, which was absolutely phenomenal. Making our way back to the ship, we had some, relaxation and another great dinner. Overall, it was a phenomenal day. Come with us on our journey. Good morning on Wednesday, July 8th. We are coming up slowly on the coast of Italy for the town of Salerno, and just look at how beautiful this is. The water is so calm, the mountains are lush, and just all the houses and buildings sparkled across it with the whites and the tans and the boats out there. I'm really excited for today because not only do we get to take a boat ride up the Amalfi coast to Amalfi, we are going to Pompeii and we will have a 2-hour guided tour there. And then we also get to have an Italian lunch, and we get to go to a cameo factory. So I cannot wait to share all of today's wonderful adventures with you. But like I said, here's just a little sneak peek of the Italian coast. I hope someday you guys can get here and see this for yourself. Alright, we are on the beginning of our excursion in Salerno. We have just gotten onto a boat and we'll be taking a ride up the coast to Amalfi. So I will definitely show you some of the ride. The weather is perfect. Yes, it's hot, but it's not too hot. There's a nice little breeze. And it is just absolutely beautiful here. So let's go along. In Amalfi, walking the historical streets. We're going to go down. Our guide told us about this beautiful hidden piazza or square, so we're going to work our way there. But you can see all these great shops and restaurants, places where you can get gelato and pastries and limoncello and lemon popcorn and lemon candies. And I will definitely be shopping here. But yeah, it's absolutely beautiful, so fun. I wouldn't mind coming and staying here a little bit longer in the future and just exploring. All right, we got the viral lemon sorbet in a lemon from Amalfi, and it is not only beautiful, it is delicious. I've already had a scoop, and it is very, very tart. Slightly sweet, but mainly tart, which is exactly how I like my lemons. So on my scale, this is a 5 out of 5. It was €12, which honestly is not that bad for as much as what you get, and of course, the cute picture aspect. All right, this is the famous Delicia alla Limone dessert from Amalfi. It is a dome dessert with a white sponge cake that is soaked in limoncello liqueur, and it is filled with lemon cream and then it's got kind of the merengue on top. So let's give it a shot. Could you just hold it like that? No, and then. Okay. So there you can see kind of some of the cream. Get some of the cake. It is so sweet, but you can still taste the lemon. It's not quite a 5 out of 5. I'm gonna get a 4.5 out of 5, but it is absolutely delicious. Here in Italy, you can actually drink from the fountains. The water is purified. This water comes down through the limestone in the mountains in the springs.
And after he fixes the piece with this wooden stick with the glue he uses for support. Then here with a pencil he makes a design at the first, and after the special carving to support the pulino is encarved all by the white layer, and the canyons is the final point. After we take off the canyons, we use this one for brooch, pendants, earrings, rings, and downstairs we have a beautiful showroom. If you want, you can see our selection if you prefer. You are not obliged to buy, but in case you prefer some souvenirs, we have a discount. And if you need, we have the restroom downstairs. Thank you very much, grazie mille, and please follow my colleague Minerva.
The size of the canyon is not for the size, but for the workmanship, for the details.
It does show it. Student.
Have a look. This is the sign for Domenico Balzano, the name of the artist upstairs. This is the brown, it's a sardonic shell. Corneola, the name of the shell. This one is a mother pearl, it's knuckle. You consider that one is all work by hand. Un corno? Ah, okay. Hello. Please come to see. Lady have a whole different.
All right, we are now at Pompeii and we are at our lunch. So the first thing I have is this lemon soda. It kind of tastes like a Sprite. It's very good though. And then we also have gnocchi with tomato and mozzarella. So let's give it a shot. That is very good, very fresh. I like it quite a bit. The next part is chicken and a lemon sauce, and there are roasted potatoes and peas. They are serving really quickly, so it may not be on here the neatest. But let's give it a shot. I get a small piece. That's really good. And for dessert, they give us a small amount of vanilla ice cream. We're at Pompeii now, and our guide is giving us some of the history. So Mount Vesuvius is what they call like a hiding volcano, because it builds up for centuries, so that when it erupts, that's what makes it so incredibly dangerous.
What about the city of Pompeii and Salerno, all these areas? And then in the Gulf of Naples there is another volcano. Is the super volcano of Pompeii is the second largest in the world after the Yellowstone volcano in USA. So we are surrounded okay.
Okay, this is the ruins of the theaters. You can see the mountain in the back, right back there. But this was the largest theater of Pompeii. They would use it for performances, of course with male actors. Look at all the columns. This could hold 5,000 people. And the performances lasted all day. Could you imagine staying at the theater for an entire day with thousands of other people? This is the small theater. It only held 1,000 people and it was used for concerts, but it was permanently covered. So you can kind of see a little bit of it. Here's some more views of the ruins. Here's another view of the theater.
Sorry? I wish
These were also some of the shops where people could buy the things that they needed for their daily lives, such as foods and materials. Man, look at these roads.
Means already prepared the food. So for lunch you could stop here and eat something
They could
stand
stop
up.
and eat something that was already
It was
prepared and you would
like
eat it standing.
But it wasn't just a shop, it was an house too. There was a mezzanine. So
And this would also be a house. So it would be a restaurant shop, and then they would live above it.
Here on the entrance you can see the groove for sliding doors and the tracks of stairs to go to the mezzanine, and the family slept.
There's so much here. Like you could come and spend entire days just walking all the different streets. So these are all entrances of shops and homes. So they would work on the one level and then live above it. This was a fountain that they would use to get water, and this is an original. There's nothing been added to or changed for it. So this is exactly how it was before the eruption.
Which were joined to donkeys
more.
or slaves too. Then they poured the candles here.
They would
When
put
donkeys,
candles.
walked around this
and donkeys would walk around the storms to mill things,
the canals. And
to ground the corn and the flowers, to get what they need.
then they needed the floor with water, not just.
This is a brick oven that was used to bake breads and pizzas and things like that. So the wood would go under and then they would bake the pizzas or breads there. Sorry.
Then, in sequence, there was this place was called the atrium, was covered with the pitches of the roof slanting to the center because to convey the rainwater into this water basin. The hole in the roof was called compluvium, rainwater flow, and this was called the impluvium, rainwater into. There was a tank underground where to keep the water. They used this system to have water at home.
So yeah, collecting rainwater and then holding it and keeping a cistern.
Water brushes, okay. Was all decorated. On both sides there were the bedrooms. Bedrooms were small and dark with just a single bed and a table. Stop, not the wardrobe.
So the bedrooms would be very small. They just have a place to sleep and all that. But yeah. And then they would have a garden, which is stunning here.
The privacy of the house, because for them there wasn't a problem to show their bedrooms, but never Romans showed their garden. The garden was the most private part of
That's surprising. They would hide their gardens, but they wouldn't hide their bedrooms. Romans had some interesting, or I should say the ancient Italians had some interesting concepts. It may be hard to see, but here are some of the casts of the remains from Pompeii.
They had
They are
a
plaster, they're not the
sugar-free
originals.
diet. So they
yes.
had the teeth in excellent
So
condition.
sad that these are where they spent the last minutes of their life. Here, the artwork. It's beautiful.
Was the dining room where Romans had the dinner lying down this way. Okay.
These were the baths. They would get the hot waters from the sulfurs and everything, and this would be where they would take their baths. They would have two sections, one for women, one for men. Men would be more elaborate and larger. Women's would be smaller and less elaborate. But yes. Okay, and here we have a cast.
The tracks over the folds of her tunic.
And you can kind of see some of the parts of her
The
hair
hands
and the tunic.
on the mouth to protect the face, the nose, because they couldn't more breath.
I don't know if you can see it, but the floor in here is beautifully frescoed. And the columns too. One little tip though, if you're coming to Pompeii, especially in the summer, be prepared for lots of walking and heat. Still, it is so interesting. Look at this. There's Vesuvius, and this is the most famous picture of Pompeii. But you can just imagine what this time was like.
Here
bit more of it. Let me zoom in a bit. Give you a little bit more of a look with it zoomed in.
Where the ancient bankers, the bank wasn't as our modern bank. It was just a stele. A stele where
Look at this view here. It's absolutely beautiful just to see the mountains and the towns. This is a little thing about all the history. With a view of Vesuvius back there.
oh, that is. That's a good view.
So we are done now with Pompeii, and it was wonderful. Really could have used some more time, and we didn't really get any shopping time. We just ran in real quick to grab a small souvenir. But seeing everything, it was phenomenal. I really would have liked to have seen some more of the cast. We only got to see the two types just in the time that we had. I know that there are many more. So I think I'm just going to have to come back either on like a different tour. Definitely try to come back during a different time of the season when maybe be a little bit cooler, because it was really hot today, even though it's not as hot here as what it is back home in Missouri, or even what it was in Rome. It was still a little hard on the body, and definitely was sleep well tonight. Now we have about a 40-minute bus ride back to the port where we can get back on the Enchanted Princess, get cleaned up for dinner and whatever else we did tonight. And then tomorrow is a sea day, so we get to sleep in a little bit, relax. I'm planning to explore the ship. I'm gonna do a video tour so I can show you all the different decks and amenities in case you ever might consider cruising on the Enchanted Princess yourself. But for now, I'm going to sign off until dinner.
But if you close your eyes, does it almost feel like nothing changed at all? And if you close your eyes, does it almost feel like you've been here before? How am I gonna be an optimist about this? How am I gonna be an optimist about this?
So it cracks me up. The port of Salerno is playing music to send us off. And then in a little bit, our ship, the Enchanted Princess, will play the Love Boat theme song. Oh, yeah, it's fine. So we are slowly pushing back from the port of Salerno. I don't want to leave. I want to stay and see more. But, you know, we don't have that choice because tomorrow we have our sea day, but then I need to go see the beautiful island of Santorini, Greece. I'm just going to have to come back to Italy and do a land tour to spend more time really enjoying all of these. And I know I'm going to say the same exact thing about Greece. But yep, I need to just come back. And I love the fact that they play the music to send us off. the seawalk. So right below me is the ocean. I will do it during the day so that you can see it, but right now it's at night.
Let's travel, take pictures from the air.